Hello, and welcome back to yet another beautiful episode. In today's video, we will talk about temporary work permits in Canada for foreign nationals. So, if you wish to work in Canada, you should consider applying for a temporary Canada work permit. The Canadian government offers various types of work permits to foreign nationals who wish to work in Canada. But, in this video, we will focus on temporary work permits, their types, and at the end of this video, you will get to see the application process. So, let's roll. What are temporary work permits? They are issued to foreign nationals who intend to work in Canada for a limited period. This type of work permit is ideal for individuals who want to gain work experience, explore career opportunities, or work on a specific project. Who is eligible for this permit? Although, it varies, depending on the type of work permit being applied for. But generally, applicants must have a valid job offer from a Canadian employer and demonstrate that you will leave Canada at the end of your authorized stay. Also, proof to the immigration officers that with your qualifications, work experience, and language ability, you are not a security threat to the Canadian labor market. So, what are the types of temporary work permits available? 1. Employer-specific work permits. This type of work permit is issued to foreign nationals who have a job offer from a specific Canadian employer. The employer must provide a positive labor market impact assessment, LMIA, to hire a foreign worker. Next, open work permits. This type of work permit allows foreign nationals to work for any Canadian employer without a job offer. To be eligible for an open work permit, you must fall under one of the following categories. First is spouse or common law partner of a Canadian citizen or permanent resident. Secondly, an international student who has graduated from a Canadian post-secondary institution. Third is a refugee claimant. Another is a temporary resident permit holder. Finally, the dependent child of a foreign worker or international student. Third type is International Experience Canada Work Permits. This program allows young people, 18 to 35 years old, from participating countries to work in Canada for up to 2 years. The IEC has 3 categories, namely the Working Holiday, Young Professionals, and International Co-op. Documents needed to apply for a temporary work permit in Canada as a foreigner. Generally, required documents include a valid job offer from a Canadian employer, a labor market impact assessment, which involves demonstrating that there is a need for a foreign worker to fill the job and that no Canadian citizen or permanent resident is available to do the work. Likewise, proof of qualifications or credentials. This may include educational credentials, professional experience, and language skills. Additional documents may be required depending on other factors, such as the applicant's country of citizenship and the nature of the job. Also, there might be a need for health and security checks. You may also need to provide proof that you have enough money to support yourself and any family members who will be accompanying you to Canada. Now, we'll discuss the step-by-step process to help you get started with your application. Step 1. Determine if you need a work permit. Some foreign workers may be exempted from the work permit requirement, depending on the nature of their work or their nationality. For example, some workers may be eligible to work in Canada without a work permit under international agreements or trade agreements. Check the Government of Canada's website for a list of exempted workers. Step 2. Find a job offer. To obtain a work permit, you will need a job offer from a Canadian employer. You can search for job openings on various websites, including JobBank, Indeed, Glassdoor, and LinkedIn. You can also contact a recruitment agency or a Canadian employer directly to inquire about job opportunities. Step 3. Check eligibility requirements. You may need to provide a police certificate, medical examination, or biometric data and other eligibility criteria listed earlier. Then, apply for a work permit. To apply for a work permit, you will need to complete the application form and pay the application fee. You will need to provide all required documents and answer questions about your background, your job offer, and your plans for living in Canada. The processing time for a work permit application varies depending on the workload of the processing office. Next, await a decision from the immigration authorities. If your application is approved, you will receive a work permit that specifies the employer, the job location, and the duration of your work permit. If your application is refused, it doesn't just end there. You will receive a letter that explains the reasons for the refusal and the options for appealing the decision. I recommend you watch our video on how to get Canada work permit recently published on this channel. It will broaden your knowledge more on the best pathways to relocate to Canada and other parts of the world. Thank you for watching.